You know, what if a close encounter didn't just leave you with a wild story? What if it actually hurt you? I mean, like left you with real physical injuries. Injuries a doctor would later diagnose as radiation poisoning. That's exactly what we're digging into today, the Cash Landrum incident. It's honestly one of the most compelling and frankly damaging cases on the books.
All right, so here's the thing about the Cash Landrum case that makes it so different. The really chilling part, it's not actually the UFO sighting. It's what happened after. Yeah, to really get this, we've got to flip the script and start at the end, with the absolutely terrifying medical fallout from what seemed like just a normal drive home. Okay, so try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. You have this really weird, unnerving encounter on a dark Texas road. And then, suddenly, three people, Betty Cash, Vicki Landrum, and her little grandson Colby, they start getting hit with these just awful symptoms. And I'm not talking about feeling a little off. We're talking severe, painful blisters on their skin, their hair falling out in chunks, violent, non-stop vomiting. This is serious, acute physical damage.
So they finally get to a doctor, right? And the diagnosis they get is just, it's unbelievable. The doctor says their symptoms are a match for, get this, radiation poisoning. And that one diagnosis, that becomes the absolute core of this entire mystery. The big, burning question, how in the world did three regular people get blasted with dangerous levels of radiation on some random deserted highway back in 1980?
Okay, so now that we know just how bad the aftermath was, let's rewind. Let's go all the way back to that night and find out what exactly Betty, Vicki, and Colby saw out there on the road.
So, the year is 1980. It's late. Betty Cash, Vicki Landrum, and her grandson Colby are just driving home on this quiet Texas road. All of a sudden, this brilliant light just cuts through the darkness, and right away they know, this isn't a plane. It's definitely not a helicopter. It's something else. And it's coming down right in front of them. So close, it forces them to slam on the brakes.
And you know, the witnesses were incredibly clear about this, super consistent in their story. This wasn't some blurry light miles away. No, they were absolutely adamant about what they saw, hanging there right above the road. A massive, diamond-shaped object just hovering there in complete silence. They said it was glowing this intense, cherry red color, like a piece of metal that's been in a forge. And get this. The thing was pumping out so much heat that the metal on their car got hot to the touch. Even the dashboard inside started to get soft and melt. And that detail, man, that is so crucial because it's the direct link between this bizarre object and the horrible burns they got later. Okay, so this is where the story starts to get even weirder, even more complicated. Because this wasn't just, hey, we saw weird light. Nope. There was actual physical evidence left at the scene. And that evidence, well, it clashed big time with the official story.
This is really where the whole thing just goes off the rails. You've got these two things that just can't both be true. So on one hand, you have physical proof. I'm talking a NASA engineer, a guy named John Schuessler, goes to the site and finds a huge, scorched patch on the road. But then on the other hand, you get a total brick wall. The US military just flat out denies everything, saying they had zero aircraft anywhere near that area.
And man, this timeline of events is what makes it all so frustrating. Okay, so follow this. Step 1, the witnesses report what happened. Step 2, an expert finds and confirms the physical damage to the road. Step 3, the military says, nope, not us. And then, and this is the kicker, a little while later, that whole damaged piece of road, it gets professionally cut out and repaved. Just like that, the biggest piece of physical evidence, poof, it's gone.
So, after all that, where are we?
Well, we're left with what's called the Cash Landrum enigma. It's a case that, even all these decades later, is still one of the most baffling and honestly, one of the most disturbing mysteries out there. It's like when you just lay out the facts, the whole thing gets even stranger. Right? So you have documented medical injuries, radiation-like injuries. You have three credible people describing this bizarre diamond-shaped craft. You've got physical evidence found by a legit expert. But then you have the military denying everything and evidence mysteriously vanishing. It's like every single fact fights with the one before.
And look, this is so much more than just another lights-in-the-sky story. When you combine multiple witnesses, the severe medical damage, the physical evidence, and what really looks like a government cover-up, that's what gives the Cash Landrum incident this really haunting legacy. For researchers, it's a total benchmark case. And for the rest of us, it's just a deeply chilling story.
Which, of course, leaves us with that one final, unavoidable question.
What was that thing they saw that night? Was it some top-secret military plane gone horribly wrong, exposing its dangerous tech and forcing a quick cover-up? Or was it something else? Something not from around here? That question is the real heart of the Cash Landrum mystery, and to this day, it's never been answered.